I've never seen life come from non-life. Not once. And neither have you. In all of human history, not a single example exists of dead matter creating itself, gaining purpose, and suddenly becoming alive. So why do we live as if that's what happened? Life comes from life. Always has, always will. Even science knows this, but the moment we apply it to the origin of everything, people panic. Why? Because it points to a creator, not chaos, not randomness, but intentional design. This universe isn't an accident, it's a masterpiece. The gravitational constant, the speed of light, the expansion rate of space, all perfectly balanced to allow life. Change one number, and we don't exist. That's not random, that's precision. And then there's DNA, the code of life, literal information, written into every living thing. Code doesn't write itself, it comes from a mind. So the real question isn't if there's a God. The question is, who is he? And for that, we look at history. Because God didn't just create the universe, he stepped into it. Jesus of Nazareth didn't just claim to be from God, he claimed to be God in the flesh. He healed the sick, he calmed storms, he rose from the dead. And his followers? They weren't gullible men chasing power. They were fishermen, tax collectors, skeptics. They ran when he was arrested, but something changed them. They saw him alive, not a vision, not a ghost, but a resurrected Savior. And they gave their lives proclaiming what they saw, even when it cost them everything. You don't die for a lie, and they didn't die for a story. They died for a person, Jesus. No other worldview gives you this combination. A universe that makes sense, a moral law that fits reality, a historical person who conquered death. I don't believe in God because I need comfort. I believe in God because the evidence points to him. And when I followed the evidence, it led me to Jesus. Thank you for listening. But don't believe in Jesus just because I said so. Open the Bible, read for yourself. Examine the evidence, ask the hard questions. And if the eyewitnesses is reliable, if the tomb really was empty, then the only reasonable response is to put your trust in the risen Jesus. Because this isn't just history, it's eternity, and it demands a response. So don't just scroll, respond. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with someone who's searching. And if you believe in this mission, support the work with a gift at paypal.me/justgodsvibes. Together, let's share the truth. Let's point people to Jesus. And let's never be silent again.